Hello, what's up everyone? Welcome back to VP Reaction. I'm Vicky.
Peter here.
Welcome to our today's reaction video, and we are back with I think it's just a video about listening Buckingham. Is it Buckingham? Listening Buckingham versus Stevienicks, and the video is about what caused Fleetwoodmac's feud. Feud. What is feud?
I think we'll just get that on the video.
Okay, so what caused Fleetwoodmac feud? Something like it's like a question, and it's about listening Buckingham and Stevienicks. But previously, Dan, this was courtesy of Dan, and he had told us that Lindsey and Stevie once had a romantic relationship, and they broke up some years later. So I feel like maybe what caused Fleetwoodmac feud, maybe it's that's kind of between them. Something like that.
Oh, that maybe food means a separation, or what?
I don't know. I feel like it's just that back and forth, or because of their misunderstanding. Maybe you're mixing some of your issues with your work issues. You know, it can cause some maybe anger issues, misunderstandings, and all those. That's just my random guess about that. So we're going to find out with you guys, and we expect you to please come with us to the end.
Exactly, guys. Don't forget that this is what we do here each and every day. So if you're love music, you love reaction videos, guys, this is what we bring to you each and every day. So consider subscribing and check on the description. You can request any of your favorite video or maybe song, artist or band via our Buy Me Coffee link, or even join our Patreon community. Both links are on the description of this song, or even on our channel's description. Otherwise, let's find out together with you what caused Fleetwoodmac. We said it's feud. I feel like it's separation or grudge. Let's go.
That was what I was told by Irvin, that she gave them an ultimatum: either Lindsey goes or I go.
Famously, conflict has always been a part of Fleetwood Mac, but the years of turmoil finally peaked in 2018 with Buckingham's firing from the band. Buckingham blamed Stevienicks for the firing, and he sued his former band, claiming he'd lost millions after being cut from the touring. In a new interview with Mojo, Fleetwood reflected on the band's tumultuous relationship. "It's no secret, it's no tittle-tattle that there is a brick wall there emotionally," he said. "I would love to see a healing between them, and that doesn't have to take the shape of a Fleetwood Mac tour necessarily. But where did this feud between Buckingham and Nicks begin? Let's go over the whole story, and let me ask you a question. Whose side are you on? Nicks or Buckingham's?" In the late 1960s, during their senior year of high school, Buckingham and Nicks met. He was a member of Fritz, a psychedelic rock band, and invited her to join as the lead singer after two members left for college. Although they shared this passion for music, at that time they weren't romantically involved. Yet. Fritz remained active until the early 1970s, with Nicks and Buckingham dating other people. When they eventually decided to move to Los Angeles, the band disbanded, and Nicks and Buckingham became romantically intertwined. Nicks later reflected, "I'm not sure we would have even become a couple if it wasn't for us leaving that band. It kind of pushed us together." This is noted in Stephen Davis's biography of her, Gold Dust Woman. Now, their move to LA was actually postponed by about a year because Buckingham contracted mononucleosis. During this period, Nicks cared for him, and their musical bond only deepened. When they finally arrived in Los Angeles in late 1972, they were immediately perceived as a sexy, star-bound couple. People who encountered them recalled an aura about them, a radiance, Davis wrote. They were Mr. and Mrs. Intense, he in his curly locks and icy blue eyes, and she in her...
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Intense? Wow, that sounds great.
For sure.
Okay.
long straight hair and her piercing gaze when you talk to her. Amid the celebrity culture of the early 70s in Los Angeles, they formed a folk rock duo named Buckingham Nicks, and they released a self-titled album in 1973. Despite the iconic topless photo on the album cover, the record failed commercially, and their label dropped them. Tensions began to rise and financial struggles began to ensue. But their music making continued, and they soon produced early versions of hits like Rhiannon and Landslide. However, their relationship was strained. Nyx was worn out from her job as a waitress and cleaning houses, and Buckingham had just got back from a disastrous tour with Don Everly. On the last day of 1974, Fleetwood Mac encountered Buckingham in a studio after recently moving to Los Angeles and losing a few members. Fleetwood was interested in Buckingham's guitar skills, and of course Buckingham and Nyx came as a package deal at that point, so they both were invited to join the band. The duo took a few days to make their decision. Buckingham was hesitant, perceiving Fleetwood Mac as a band that
So Fleetwood Mac was a band on its own, huh?
Yes.
With the other members. So they are invited, or they included that's next
Buckingham
and next.
Yeah.
Oh.
really changed members. According to Gold Dust Woman, Nyx told Buckingham, "This is what we've been working for since 1968. And so, Lindsey, you and I have to sew this relationship back up. We have too much to lose here. We need to put our problems behind us. Maybe we're not going to have any more problems because we're finally going to have some money. And I won't have to be a waitress." Ultimately, everyone went out to dinner and the deal was sealed. Buckingham and Nyx joined Fleetwood Mac. During the creation of the album Rumours, released in early 1977, Buckingham and Nyx ended their romantic relationship. Around the same time, band members John and Christine McVie, married since 1968, also separated. McVie had an affair with the band's lighting designer, Curry Grant. Mick Fleetwood's divorce was nearly finalised, though he remarried Jenny Boyd in 1977, only to divorce her again in 1978. He was also struggling with drug use. This tumultuous environment gave rise to songs like Dreams and Go Your Own Way. Rumours went on to win several Grammy Awards and remains one of the best-selling albums of all time. This intense working environment could be one of the reasons for the later animosity between Nyx and Buckingham.
My relationship with Stevie is fragmented.
Yeah.
I think there's still a lot of love there, but you have to begin with the fact that in order to get through those early days,
I like to work fast.
Sorry.
Sorry for the ad, but it's getting to this. On the Fleetwood Mac, there was also members who were dating and also separated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Almost. I think they just separated almost the same time because when Lindsey and Nyx ended their relationship, also the other band members who they had married also divorced or something.
But the band continued.
Yes.
it was kind of an exercise in compartmentalization for everyone emotionally.
Yeah.
And for me in particular, I mean, I was not the one doing the leaving, she left me, but there was never really any chance to get anything like closure because that takes perhaps some distance.
Mm-hmm. So that's
and so that kind of, you know, is how we got along. And I think, you know, you cut to 20, 30 years later and that leads to a kind of a fragmented relationship.
In Lindsey's mind, all the other women that came after me were all going after rich rock and roll star Lindsey. Nyx once told Rolling Stone, "Nobody was looking into the heart I had looked into. Nobody was seeing the guy before he was famous. We knew each other before, that's what makes us unique to each other." In 1977, Nyx had a brief affair with Fleetwood, despite Fleetwood being in his second marriage at the time. Meanwhile, Buckingham entered an 8-year relationship with Carol Ann Harris, to whom he...
So there is a band member called Fleetwood?
Fleetwood, yeah.
Fleetwood? Okay. So was he the founder of the Fleetwood band?
Because they just joined Fleetwood band when it was
Yeah.
already there.
But there is someone called Fleetwood there.
Yeah, in the band.
Okay, I have never known that.
He got engaged but never married. Fleetwood described it as an unusual situation for a band to remain intact despite so many internal breakups. However, he noted that things seemed to be working out. "When we walk up on stage, the band is very close. There are lots of bands who detest each other. We're not one of those.
Yeah.
The band continued on despite years of tension between Buckingham and Nicks. Nicks and Buckingham would exchange glares during performances of breakup ballads like Silver Springs. Originally intended for Rumours, the song ended up as the B-side of the Go Your Own Way single. Following her time with Buckingham, Nicks ended up dating several musicians associated with the band The Eagles, including Don Henley, J.D. Souther, and Joe Walsh. She briefly married Kim Anderson in 1983, the widower of her recently deceased best friend. But the marriage was short-lived and she did not have children of her own. Nicks has since found fulfillment in her relationships with her niece and godchildren. In 1984, Buckingham ended his relationship with Harris. In 1998, he had a son with photographer and interior designer Kristen Messner, whom he married in 2000. They later welcomed 2 daughters. And talking to CBS, Buckingham theorized that this could be a part of the reason for the negative feelings between them.
I think, sometimes she might find it difficult that I was lucky enough to find my soulmate late in life and got married and had my first child when I was 48 and have 3 beautiful children, and that was something she never did. She basically is living her professional life, and so maybe, I don't know if that plays into it or not.
In the 1980s, Buckingham began releasing solo albums, favoring studio work over the touring lifestyle. He departed from Fleetwood Mac in the late 1980s and remained absent for a decade. Nicks followed suit a few years later, leaving to focus on her solo endeavors, which produced hits like Edge of 17, Stand Back, and Stop Dragging My Heart Around. However, both eventually returned to Fleetwood Mac, and why wouldn't they? Any tour that Fleetwood Mac announced would generate hundreds of millions of dollars. In early 2018, with the band's tour dates already set, Buckingham requested a 3-month delay to focus on promoting his solo work. While the rest of the group was open to flexibility, Nicks stood firm that the dates were fixed and would not be changed. Tensions escalated in January of that year, and barbs were exchanged between the former couple. Shortly thereafter, Buckingham was dismissed from the band, replacing him with Heartbreakers guitarist Mike Campbell and Neil Finn of Crowded House. Buckingham later filed a lawsuit seeking millions. In court filings at Los Angeles Superior Court, Buckingham stated he suffered losses of up to $14 million or £10.5 million as a result. He accused Fleetwood Mac for 7 offences in total, including breach of fiduciary duty, breach of oral contract, and intentional interference with prospective economic advantage. He also alleged that despite their 43-year-long relationship, none of the band members communicated with him directly about this decision. According to the court documents, not one member of the band informed Buckingham directly about his departure, the document states. Later in the legal complaint, Buckingham says that he tried to reach out to John McVie, but John was told not to return his calls and not to communicate with Buckingham. The lawsuit...
Besides that's John McVie, and then there's Fleetwood. So on the band name, they just joined Fleetwood's name and Mac from the other guy to form Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, have you noticed that? Yeah, from their name. And besides the case, I've just also noticed that.
was finally settled by the end of 2018, and Nicks has maintained that she was not the one who initiated Buckingham's departure from the band. In 2019, Buckingham suffered a heart attack and underwent bypass surgery. He mentioned that Nicks did reach out to him after the health scare, although her responses have been infrequent. While Nicks and Buckingham remained estranged, Buckingham and Fleetwood managed to reconcile things. It was the passing of founding guitarist Peter Green that prompted Fleetwood and Buckingham to reconcile after a 2-year estrangement. Green passed away peacefully in his sleep in July 2020 at the age of 73. I found great joy in reconnecting with Lindsey, and it's been a gracious and candid experience, Fleetwood told Rolling Stone. Both of us have been deeply honest about our journeys and how we arrived at this point. After re-establishing their relationship, Fleetwood expressed a desire to make music with his longtime collaborator. I am certain that I want to make music and perform with Lindsey again, he said. I would cherish that opportunity. It doesn't necessarily have to be within Fleetwood Mac. As for a Fleetwood Mac reunion with Buckingham, Stevienicks thinks it would be impossible now after the sad death of Christine McVie in 2022. She told Mojo there is no chance of putting Fleetwood Mac back together in any way. Without her, it just couldn't work. In the same interview, she commented on Buckingham's health problems, saying, "It's not for me to say, but I'm not sure if Lindsey could do the kind of touring that Fleetwood Mac does. It's so demanding." Buckingham, after focusing on recovering from his health issues, was served another blow in 2021. His wife filed for divorce after 21 years of marriage. This came just days after an announcement that Buckingham would be releasing a new album and going on a 30-date tour. The main heartbreak of all of this for Buckingham is that no one in the band stood up for him during their last conflict. He expressed a desire to rejoin Fleetwood Mac someday if Nicks would permit it. So, over to you. What are your thoughts on all of this? And do you think Nicks and Buckingham can patch things up eventually? And for another classic feud in rock history, why not check out my video on Noel and Liam Gallagher, and where it all went wrong for Oasis?
Oh, it's over.
Okay.
Oh, what an intense story.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least now we have a very good, not even background, a very good flow of things on how they happen with yearly. And then on my views, I can say like I can really commend on them for their first stages of maturity, showing they are connecting, like making the band to stand for the first decade, despite their maybe differences, despite their divorce of Nick and Lindsey. The band at the first time still maintained.
Yeah, I think most of their differences started when maybe each one of them was trying to find love somewhere else.
Yeah, to move on.
Because at first they are separated, but they had no like concrete issues about maybe themselves of personal issues. They had separated, but they were kind of mature. But when each and every one of them started maybe to look for love elsewhere, is when the problem started.
And adding to that, I can say the problem really made it intense because they were looking for love inside their crew.
Yeah, by the way, Stevie had dated
Fleetwood, and Lindsey was going with a photographer. Yeah, the girl that he married. Yeah, was one of their crew members, like a photographer. So I think that made it more intense.
Yes.
Yeah. But basically, I think I can't lean on one side.
By the way, you can't, because I think in all their cases they should have left their personal issues, maybe deal with them elsewhere. But when it comes to profession, they should maybe have that etiquette, professional etiquette, and just focus on their music. But their personal issues, maybe they could have settled them outside their work.
Yeah, but I can really congratulate them for giving us Rumors despite their challenges, the album Rumors.
Oh, by the way,
that stand up until now. We have done some of the songs from Rumors and they're really amazing. And I can say their differences, their breakup also fueled, or it made it Rumors happen, because some of the songs were really like life experiences within their two. Like there is this song, have we done it? It's can I really find it? Go Your Own Ways. We have done Dreams.
Yes, Dreams, I think we did.
Oh, I'm not sure, but I think these are also their experiences at their breakup really also fueled or made it.
I think we did Go Your Own Way.
Go Your Own
Way.
Way.
Yeah, we did Go Your Own Way.
Go Your Own Way.
Dreams, I'm not sure.
And really making it even to really being accepted by fans, because imagine having Lindsey and Nick perform Go Your Own Way, and also knowing their background story about it, it made it more spicy for the song. Yeah, because you could see Go Your Own Way, like they're really like confronting each other on the lyrics.
Yeah, but it rates the way our researcher told us that it reached at some point, even in stage, you could see them throwing like glances on each other, like looking each other with weird facial looks, and you could tell that these guys are not on a good terms, really good terms. I think they were really going too far at some point. Like making, like they really made their personal issues come like really between them, because I feel like even if we have separated, but I think Buckingham, I think listeners said that they didn't get time for that closure or that to heal very well, because you know you have separated with your person, but you're still on the same
home studio
room, you're still on the same places most of the time. I think it doesn't give you that time to really heal, because you still feel at some point maybe you love each other, but at some point you are like, no, we are not meant to be together. I think that part where people, after separating, you go your separate way for some time, really give you that time to heal well. Yeah, but when you're still on each other's neck every time, you will never heal that well.
But he did give us the reason why they separated.
Yes. But I think at first they had started their issues before getting even to the band, because of their financial issues, because they got there and Lindsey was like, it's time now to let's leave all our worries behind, or all our back and forth behind, because at least now we get something in the table. Let's focus on this contract and sign it. Because I think they had started some issues because of their financial state, because I think Lindsey was a waiter, I don't know.
Yeah, waitress.
And I think they were having their financial issues, but when they got the contract, they were like, let's leave these worries behind, because at least we have now something bigger now.
Yeah, by the way, but what a good, thank you Dan for this one. At least we have a very good story of Fleetwoodmac.
Yes.
Yeah, and now we know Fleetwoodmac is a name that was combined from Fleetwood and I can't remember the name, but I remember Mac was someone.
John something.
Yeah. So guys, thank you for watching. Give us your thoughts. You guys maybe know better or have some good info than us.
Maybe correct us where we are wrong.
Yeah. Tell us in the comment section. Don't forget guys to like it, subscribe here. Thank you Dan for this one.
Thank you for watching.